Is there any way to
Well,
use your battery quicker?
We need like a light to say, like, see the on air. We need that to like flicker on to know that we're actually on. Are we live now?
is me saying we're live not enough?
We delayed in saying it.
Well, we're live.
I need an official statement though.
You're back.
Oh,
yeah.
Quarantined.
yeah.
Don't know how we got through.
Yeah, no, it's good to be here. Really good to be here. If you are in the live stream, can you just let us know if you can hear us? Because it is the second time that we are that we're in the studio. It's the first time I've set it up with GoPro, so hopefully the video quality is a bit better this week. But yeah, let us know if there's any audio issues. Yeah, good to be back. Good.
Well, Jules and I were saying going from the studio to then going back to
StreamYard.
Yeah,
Yes.
never again.
Nah, this is
It can't be done.
Yeah,
it's good to be back. It's good to see us.
You actually don't look well.
I feel like shit.
Explain to the listeners how you feeling.
Had food poisoning a bad dose of food poisoning about 4 or 5 days ago. And for some reason, I still can't eat anything. So if anyone's got any remedies, let me know.
And apparently, Joe's been a little bit selfish, Payzar, and he's given it to
He's
you.
passed it on to me. I've had
Is that
violent diarrhea.
Apparently, food poisoning is contagious.
From Joe, it is.
We shook hands, and then all of a sudden, I've got water coming out of my.
Yeah, all right, that's enough.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's our moment. We finally, as a generation, we can hang our hat on a genuine moment.
Honestly, we are a force because of the intensity that we play at is just next level.
We want to be here. We want to impact finals. And it's one thing of obviously saying it, but we just lived it.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 115 of the Almost Blues Brothers podcast, part of the Blue Abroad Media Network, and in 2024, proudly powered by Image Online. The studios here in Abbotsford, boys, live calling. They do predominantly, but they also rent out their studios for voiceover work and for podcasting. So if you're looking for any of that, Image Online in Abbotsford, there you guys.
What a place. True.
Yeah, it is.
Hospital. They've actually tossed up the joint.
Hospital.
Hospitable, I said.
No,
I said hospital.
said hospital.
Go check it out. Go check it
We'll
out.
have to review that. We'll have to VAR that
Hospital.
But they actually redid the place. They organised it for us.
with the mic setup. Yeah,
Yeah,
Remember
that's
how
good,
I had to get my Plyo box from work here to make the mic.
Oh,
Remember
for the
last
first
time?
step, yeah.
For the first step.
No, it's the setup is good. We forgot the merch this week, but we'll deck it out as we go
That's
across
fine.
the season.
It's a fine, isn't it?
Oh, that's all right. Bring everything else, but that's fine.
Are we bringing fines back? No.
Anyway,
Been that.
who have we got in the chat? We've got a few tonight already. Obviously, they've come across from the Blue Broad show, which was on just prior to us coming on. Rowan, Carlton Flaggers, Peter V, Albert, Davey, Lou, Brandon, Stephen, Jim. They're all here. How are we? Lockie Jack heard hospital.
Yeah, like we all did. Like
Carlton Flaggers hospital. Good.
All right, Joe, you
Yeah.
might need one actually.
Jules
Hey,
Jules
I'll
is hitting
get
off
it in
this
mind.
year with a bang.
Someone here, Jim said charcoal tablets. I've had charcoal tablets before when I've had food poisoning. That does work. So anyway,
Yeah, why don't even you know what else works? You just hammer those gastro stops.
yeah, or Imodium.
Sorry?
Imodium.
It sounds like a PC.
Anyway. Anyway,
Nice one.
enough about
or a nightclub, Jules goes.
enough about my ass and food poisoning. Boys, it's good to be back in the studio. You're right. On StreamYard, it was rubbish.
Well, especially because Jules' laptop wasn't working.
It's just a different experience. This is nice being here with you.
Listen,
How
how excited are we now with the season 2 weeks away?
It's on our fingertips, isn't it?
It is now,
Really?
boys.
it's good. Hey, we're 11 days? 11
Yeah.
days away from opening round.
Yeah.
From our game of opening round. 11
Correct.
days. Yeah. 2 days away from the
Hey.
first official practice match. Like, it's all happening now.
How's the week going to feel leading up to that first game?
Oh.
We're going to be buzzing.
Well, we're going to go.
Huh?
No, we're not.
No, we're not. He messaged me overseas. He goes,
I messaged both of you.
you messaged, yeah. He goes, are you a chance? I'll straight no. I thought better be transparent.
I reckon I messaged him in about 5 minutes, not even flat.
Did you say straight no?
Straight no.
You
Yeah.
both made my decision very easy.
Would you have done it if one of us had said yes?
I would have been tempted, but I'm already taking a lot of leave this year because I'm going back and forth. to
No,
the-
yeah, fair enough.
So I thought, relax a bit. Anyway, how you both been?
Good, man.
Pretty much exactly the same as I was last week.
Jules?
Good. Can't complain. I mean, I could, but can't complain.
That's a
Jules
first.
definitely,
That's a
Jules
first.
definitely
That's
could
actually-
complain.
That's a first that he's not complaining.
Jules has a list of things you can complain about.
I just make lists all the time. You know, I'm a man of lists.
Just turn the mic. So turn the mic. So it's
fine.
I was still trying to teach him.
A typical conversation,
just
just
in the studio.
just for the listeners.
Tell me.
Move.
Joe,
Yeah, it's got
It's
a bit of
fine.
that.
I can't do it like that.
It has
just
to
feels
be.
awkward.
Yeah, but it has to be. Yeah, it's fine.
hey, you can attest to this, Joe. Typical conversation with Jules goes, "Hey, Jules, how's it going, man?" "Oh, yeah."
Oh, okay. What's wrong
Oh,
now?
that- oh, yeah.
All right. What happened today, Jules?
Oh, man, if only you knew.
Uh,
That's for a separate podcast. Jules going to announce it after the show.
I
yeah.
actually could.
we could easily do a podcast of just talking shit for about an hour, 2 hours.
Well, isn't that what our intro is?
Exactly. If the listeners are interested, actually, let us know. We could do this for
We
2
could
hours.
talk a lot
easily.
of shit about serious stuff,
We
but
could-
just like ramble on.
Yeah,
It's there.
I just
It's
don't
gotta be
understand
here,
why he's
but-
holding
Yeah.
it.
I don't moving it like.
It's new to him. He'll pick it up.
It'll come.
Yeah, just keep giving Jules feedback on his audio as we go.
Hey, are you trying to intro the show, or can we cross to my not happy Dan?
Just
Instant.
wait.
See?
You know, build it up this week.
Fucking hell.
No, they're listeners. They want to get into this, Joe. We're 2 weeks out, and you're all slow again.
Okay. So we've just got one little thing to do and then we'll get there. That's it.
Okay.
We've got it. Other than my food poisoning, I'm good. Thanks for asking as well how the trip was. That was good getting engaged.
We've spoken to you.
that. Yeah, no, it's good.
No,
I-
no.
How's this,
You
Jules?
know about
I'm
it.
sorry. In front of the listeners now, he's changed. Went to his house quickly for a coffee. I was excited. I go, bloke, how good's this? I go, how's the trip, man? Oh, yeah, whatever, same, yeah.
I did
Oh,
not.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, it was good. Is it, all right.
The same
we-
thing on the phone when I was called in
yeah.
today.
All right. Can we talk about something else?
I haven't been able to eat. I haven't even been. I haven't. I'm just not. I'm not quite there.
You're not the same, are you?
Few people. Joe, bit of ink from Michael. Davey, why'd you get a tattoo of a Native American? It looked good, but also there's a story behind it. But it doesn't.
Tell
matter
him
about
a story.
it. I used to watch a lot of westerns with my mum when I was a kid, and that's why I got the cowgirl here and the Native American there. There was always a lovely Native American actress as part of the westerns, and there was always a cowgirl. Or
Have a
a
look at it.
cowboy.
Next Joe's gonna get Barney because he watched Barney when he was a kid. You see a massive Barney on Joe's
I'm
chest.
actually getting a Flanders one. I'll get the
G1
skiing one, Flanders skiing. Yeah. Anyway, we've talked enough shit.
The groundsman?
Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah.
We've talked enough
You
shit.
should get him.
All right, we've got a big show. We've got the Walsh injury news we're going to talk about tonight and our thoughts on that.
Big.
We've got the MCG turf, which I want
Big.
to talk about.
Joe Rant.
Sam McClure again.
Joe
I wanna
Rant.
talk about. And then we've got the match sim review
So I just,
and the practice match preview versus the Dees
it's
coming
just like tonight's jam packed with just Joe rants.
up. All right, without any further ado.
Oh, let's get into it.
All right, so my laptop isn't plugged into a power unit tonight.
So
It's on
we're done.
battery,
We're done.
and it is dying quickly. We're at 66%. So we're just going to go until this dies, essentially, and I will. I'll let everyone know when I'm at about 15%, and that's probably when we're going to call the show. Hopefully, we get about 50 minutes in at least, and then
Joe
I'll sort it out.
apologizes.
I'll sort it out for next week.
Yeah. Joe apologizes.
Yeah. All right. For you.
Keep calm. Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10.
Not happy, Jan!
Let's go.
All right. Now, this is directed at my beloved Chelsea FC.
Oh, I thought you were going to say your wife. Thinking shit, what's she done? No.
Shit.
She's heavily
Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
Bottle
Can you
job.
say why?
Yeah.
Bottle job.
Yeah.
Now listen, it wasn't that they played kids. They played kids the last 30 minutes. I don't know. Did you watch it? Did anyone watch it?
Oh, wow.
Jules definitely wouldn't.
Are Chelsea relevant?
You don't even watch your
I
own
was, on,
team.
I was on the plane, to be fair.
Are Chelsea
Anyway.
relevant?
Last 30 minutes, they played genuine kids, and we couldn't score, and it was bad. We actually didn't play bad, but we couldn't score. And for them, the season just shambolic.
Yeah.
It's done me. Something stupid.
Chelsea are bad.
Yeah, they are.
Really
at the
bad.
moment,
No,
but
no.
it's a work in progress.
Really bad.
Don't get me started because the last premiership you had was in 2003. So
Doesn't
settle
matter.
down.
You're only as relevant as your last game.
You're
and,
right. No,
unfortunately,
That's
you're
wrong.
just
I'll look at the
shit.
last 20 years and you've been irrelevant. So let me have one. I've had 1 year of being irrelevant. But
work in progress,
my-
or I say
my-
you're delusional?
my not
I
happy
reckon
Dan,
genuinely delusional. Genuinely.
my not
Yeah.
happy Dan is directed towards the Chelsea Football Club today because
go.
they should have got the win.
Yeah, fair enough.
Does everyone else? Is there any Chelsea supporters listening?
No, there's a few Liverpool supporters in the chat though.
What are they saying?
They're pretty happy.
Yeah, what are they?
No, they just said I'm a Liverpool supporter. I never walk alone. There's a few here. There's a few.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I can't wait for them.
Bottle
to
FC
follow it as
couldn't
well.
beat our reserves. You're just shit. It is
I'm
what it
not,
is.
I'm not arguing whether I'm not saying we're good, but I'm saying it's a game we should have won.
Liverpool had
with
some
the chance
stars
we
out,
had.
still couldn't do it. You never walk alone, Dan. Yeah, they're just hammering you.
Yeah, they just started following Liverpool on FIFA.
All
Liverpool
right.
5 stars. I'll go
Listen,
for them.
Listen, let's get into this because, like I said, this laptop's dying quickly. Sam Walsh. So we haven't caught up since the injury news came out. Just before we go into it, there was a quote from Cripper today around Walshy. There was a bit of hysteria.
He's pushing.
Why didn't we hear about it? Why has it come so late? Blah, blah, blah. I'll get your thoughts on it in a minute. But Cripper today at the captain's run. We had a training run yesterday and he was running pretty well. He's talking about Walsh. It's a hard one with these back things. I think there's always that trauma that he's going to be out for another 3 months, but it's only a little tightness in his back. Best thing about this year is that he's done a mountain of work. He was absolutely humming. He got a bit stiff, but he'll reload, and knowing him, he'll do everything he can to get up for opening round. If it's opening round, then great. If it's not, we just want him for most of the year. I know that's what he's focusing on as well. He's one where everyone thinks he'll just be fine, but it would be challenging because he's wired to be the best that he can be. That's just his makeup, blah, blah, blah. He's got the biggest ability I've seen from being a good bloke and fun off the field to once he crosses that white line, he is on. There's no stopping him. So downplaying it a little bit, I think fair enough. There was a bit of hysteria, but how did you boys see it when the news dropped? Do you care?
I mean, we had a conversation about
We
it.
did yesterday.
Pretty
In
long, in-depth conversation, and just in terms of the way it was managed, particularly in terms of a high performance area, maybe, in terms of his load over the course of the last 2-3 months.
Well,
In terms
what
of
was
trying to
happening?
manage it a little bit better, maybe.
Yeah, well, the conversation started because I'd said to Jules, because Jules asked me, he goes, what do you reckon of Walsh? And I originally said that I can see why they'd want to manage him.
And doing it now.
Yeah, doing it now. I go, I can see why they want to manage him, given the fact of the injury that he did have, and the fact that he's a true professional. Yeah, in the way he goes about his prep and his body. So, but then Jules's counter argument was the fact that they got him to modified indoor training. So he wasn't even training with like the main group, which then made you think, all right, this could be worse than what it is.
Yeah, because he's not out of the track.
Because I was thinking you'd have to be on the track with the main with the main team for it. Like, all right, you don't play the prackies, knowing that Walsh round one will be right. You know what I mean?
And when I brought up the conversation, the prackies for Walsh, to me, they're irrelevant.
Right.
I don't think he needs them.
No, you know he's going to be right.
You know
for
he's
round
going to be
one.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel like as if he still needs a training load. And whether it's a 1-week training base over the course of a 2-week period, okay, in terms of modified training, in terms of pulling him off the track early, miss a session, here and there, to manage his loads, I just feel like as if that would have been the more cautious
I
approach.
see what you're saying.
But obviously we don't know the extent of the injury.
My
And
concern,
maybe they are playing it down because they did that 2 years ago.
100%. My concern is that it's reactive. That's my concern.
Same.
That's what I'm intrigued to see the extent of it and if he is ready for round one, because I just hope the management of the load wasn't reactive. Yeah, and whether that could have been avoided earlier in preseason to then ramp up his volume come towards round one. That's why I was a bit worried. So yeah.
Is it not something he's just going to deal with his whole career?
Well, he's going to have a limitation, I'm assuming, on
For sure, but like to have this period off coming into what you said, Joe, 11 days prior to the opening round, the first game of the season, it's probably not a good management and timing, is it?
Well, it's not. But if up until that point he was flying, which is what was reported, what are you going to do? Stop him?
What do you mean?
Like,
Yeah,
are you going to limit him if he's got no limitation? Like,
No,
if
but
if
he's always
moving
going to have a
freely.
limitation.
No, but if he was moving freely and there was no impingement, there was nothing, and he was fine, and he was actually getting stronger, and it was like, all right, we're building a good base here.
Yeah.
Why limit him? I think now that it's happened, maybe in the future they might take a more cautious
So I'm
approach.
saying,
with
is it reactive then?
Yeah, well,
For me, it's reactive knowing the extent of the previous injury and that he's still going to have to manage it for his entire career. That's what the back injury is.
Yeah, the thing that gives me the peace of mind is that he is a professional. He manages his body better than anyone. So, I think they'd be having the right conversations and he'd be listening to his body quite well to not overdo it. Do you know what I mean? I think Walsh should be quite good to go, didn't feel right, give me X amount of days or weeks to just sort it out rather than play through it, and then we're in strife. So,
I still think he gets up for opening round. If I'm being honest, I still think he plays.
It's opening round, then a week off, isn't it?
No,
No,
then Richmond. Then
it's
the
Richmond,
bye.
then week off.
Okay.
I think if he misses opening round, don't play him against Richmond and give him a full 3 weeks off. But then it's like, well, how much preseason has he missed? How much game action has he missed? Where's his body at going into round 4 or 3, whatever it is, against North? Like, I think he makes opening round. I think
If he doesn't make,
I think it's purely precaution.
You need to be seeing him training with the main group, though.
Of course.
He
But I think
can't
he
be
will.
doing a modified indoor training session.
correct.
Like if he's going to play round one, he's missing
Let's
the
not forget-
practice.
let's not forget-
and he's with the main
let's
group.
not forget.
Not 11 days out.
Correct.
But let's not forget he hasn't missed a full training session to this point. Yeah, so his body's ready. Other than the back and the limitation that in terms of his fitness and everything else.
Joe,
he's up to
realistically,
scratch.
you can't prepare for a match. You can't that match intensity. You can't prepare for it. That match fitness unless you play matches. But I would assume that they're banking on Walsh to be able to do that
And deal with
rather than risk 2 games of
Yeah,
decent
that's right.
load.
Agree.
Do you understand?
No,
what I'm
we're
trying
saying
to
the same thing. We're
Yeah.
saying the same thing. Well,
it. Yeah. Are you if he misses the opening round of the season, are you then questioning things more?
no,
Do you feel like as if you are or no?
no.
Well,
Because like with Wiedering, like, are you questioning the Wiedering thing at the moment?
No, because it's
Because that was a
with-
6-week timeline initially, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah,
now,
but
now it's gonna be
Walsh's-
10.
are you questioning Jack Martin?
No, I'm not, because
No.
he's got a history of injury.
but Walsh is lower back. It was previously known. Where Wiedering it wasn't.
Martin's is
Wiedering
though.
didn't. Yeah, and we questioned it.
Yeah.
No, at the moment you're questioning it.
We're like obviously it's like pre-existing what he's done, but at the same time, there's got to be you like it's a known injury, so you've got to manage the guy differently. Yeah, it's
Which
just
we
common
are,
sense.
but that's what we're doing by not playing him in the practice matches. That's
yeah,
the
but
point.
is it because he's feeling a tweak?
We're talking about Martin or Walsh.
Martin,
Mine's MCL.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that is a little bit different to the Walsh one. Anyway, I think all in all, we're saying the same thing. I think it's the right thing to do to not play him in the practice matches. If anyone can get up for a game without,
we know that.
it's going to be Walsh. Yeah, he did it last year.
He
coming
plays
off
right-
the surgery. Yeah, so and syndesmosis and all that sort of. He's done. We're talking about history. He's done it time and again where he's just been able to pull up and play, and he's like he hasn't missed a beat. So I'll back him in. I'll get your points though. Another topic, one that's a little bit, well, it does affect us because of round one. This is the MCG. This is a photo of the MCG.
Wow.
You can see it, Jules.
I can't see, it, but I've seen it. I can say.
That's a photo of the MCG. Now I'm happy that everyone got their Taylor Swift fix. It's good. It was nice to see that many people
Sure,
in one place.
96,000.
We had this same issue last year.
And this is my point.
The
We
same.
have got to
No,
be
It was terrible last
It was,
year.
it was
After Ed
pretty
Sheeran.
much the same, after Ed Sheeran.
right.
Exactly
And then we
the
went,
same.
and then there was shifting turf. There was all this sort of stuff. Now the AFL are saying that there's not going to be a shifting turf issue. They're doing they're resurfacing the whole thing this year. So it's not going to be some parts are new,
Patches.
some parts are old.
What, in
But I'm
a week
sorry.
and a half?
But I'm sorry, that there is taken literally 18 days or 15 days from round one against Richmond. If there's an ACL for anyone, not just our boys, but across the comp that play on the MCG in the first 2-3 weeks, we've got to be kidding ourselves. This is our most elite sporting environment in this country, and 2 years straight we haven't been able to get that right. All summer you've had to schedule that concert as a sporting minister, whatever his title is. All summer they could have scheduled that concert. No, they pick it again 18 days before the season starts. Kidding ourselves.
I agree.
Yes or no?
Got no comment.
Anyway, it's still yet to be
Exactly.
seen. Could be wrong, but again, it's a second year straight. And I just don't understand. Third one from me before we go into the Maxim review.
Let it rip, Joe.
Spoke about Sam McClure last week. Do we not,
Oh, you
boys?
love him.
I don't
You got
at
something,
the moment.
You got, something,
But hey,
you got something going on with him?
last week
Or-
spoke about it. Put a video up about him saying we're flag favourites, and then him questioning why we're extending the coach after saying that we're flag favourites. This week he reckons Port's winning the flag. So
Yeah, he's changing.
I don't
Flavour of
know.
the month,
I don't know.
flavour of the day.
I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, match sim review. I didn't get to watch it, unfortunately, because I was in London. I didn't have access to it.
I went to
Dan went.
represent us.
Jules, you watched a fair bit of it.
Well, we have to have one
I watched the-
representative.
I watched the highlights
Yeah.
in detail, and Ashley Hance's pre-game spiel and some interviews post-game, and so I'm in depth in terms of what's happened.
All right, Dan, how'd they look? We
Um,
lost, obviously, but
yeah.
I mean, the score in that
Let-
match sim doesn't really.
Well, I think I said it to you last because you asked me, how important's the prackies? And I think it's solidified, to be honest with you, that it was purely around volume and load and getting through minutes unscathed as well. Because I'll tell you something, then I don't think we should judge anything off the match sim, personally, but a lot needs to improve before round one.
Yeah,
That's just like I think it's a very backwards mentality for us as supporters if we go panic stations over a match sim.
yeah. Can we
All right.
can we not perform in the match sim and then roll into round 1, 2, 3, 4,
The
5?
next pracky we have to.
Yeah,
We have to perform in this next one
Yeah.
as a reflection of
Opening
what it'll look like round one.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to
for sure.
emulate it. The
But-
skills are poor. They
Yeah.
like anyone who was there can attest to the fact that the first quarter in particular, the skills were quite poor. Geelong was sort of on top of us. Cam Guthrie did his hammy
Yeah, off
in the
kick, I heard
first
that.
kick of the game.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
Yeah,
First kick of the game
felt for him.
out the middle,
Felt for
and he
him.
literally just on his left just pinged his hammy. But it was more our ball use, which we were looking forward to seeing, was just off the mark, which you sort of half expect, I think. But for me, I purely looked at it a fact of they got minutes, they got through unscathed, and I want to see a lot more improvement.
Yeah.
Personally.
Ashley Hansen spoke before the game because he actually took the reins on
Yeah,
the
he
actual
did,
day.
yeah.
So he spoke in the beginning of the game in terms of like their skill level, etc., that there was going to be options, that there were going to be occasions where they didn't hit targets.
Sorry, because I don't know why I'm getting laughed at for having a drink.
No, it's fine. It's
Is it
fine.
you put something in there?
No, I
Spiked it.
was going to put in there.
What do then? Why can't
No,
I
it
drink?
was, it was funny. It's fun. Go on,
What?
continue.
So it's got the way I did it.
Yeah. I think I did pick you out.
Did I?
Go.
He's posh. He's posh.
Hurry up, because
Um,
his laptop's burning energy, man.
This is a you problem.
Hey.
This is a you problem. All right. So he did. He spoke about the skill level in terms of that it potentially won't be at the level in which they're going to be happy with, and in terms of trying to be proactive and positive in terms of their ball movement. But one thing that he did mention, and he mentioned it within the first 5 seconds, was in terms of identifying the way they want to play and their values, etc. Did you see that, Paysan?
I'd say I saw intent in what they were trying to do, but it's purely the execution that was lacking.
So you feel like as if the intent was there.
Like I feel as though you could see the type of ball movement that we wanted to play.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? The way in which you wanted
I did
the
say
way
a
in which the
couple.
passages that we try and the way in which we tried to use the ball, I got it. All right, it didn't happen all the time, but there was passages where we moved the ball. Like I'll give you an example. Personally, for me, Youngie can't play because it kills us moving the ball out of D50. That's just plain and simple. I think Weeders, you can see, is going to really hurt us being out from what I've seen. Gov needs to be the general if Weeders isn't there. Like these are the things that I took out of it. March is massive. March is massive for that structure. Like again, like Brody Kemp, who was so reliable, he had a shocker in the match sim.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's fine. I'm just looking at the comments.
No, for sure.
Are they agreeing? You can read them. I can't.
Yeah, no, there's a few that are agreeing. Yeah. Patches who defended the corridor pretty well, Peter V. And transition did improve a little bit.
It improved in the second quarter. So
Lou said we didn't perform in the last practice games against the Swans last year and took that form to the season.
Yeah.
Didn't like what I saw in this practice
To
game.
me, it's all that building momentum. Like I reckon winning games of footy, even though it's in preseason, is highly important.
Geelong had full strength in the match sim. All right, they did. Second quarter, we cleaned up. Our structure defensively was way better, and they couldn't do anything. We dominated in terms of like without being able to hit the scoreboard. So I think you clean up that, you clean up our ball movement, our skills, and obviously then conversion, and I think we're fine.
Ed Kerno commenting during the broadcast, it was quite obvious we were trying to move the ball quickly by using different angles. I'll probably take that from him too, because he's been in a system where obviously ball movement was quite stagnant. So he obviously saw something a little bit different.
Yeah, you could
the
see
intent obviously was there.
Yeah, correct.
Whether
That's what I was trying to say.
whether the execution
Correct.
was there or not. No.
You could see that what we're trying to do, we just obviously couldn't execute.
I'm just hoping that even though they're trying to do these things and the execution's not there, that during the course of the season, that they don't just fully go back onto, in terms of our ball movement and transition, just reliant on our contested work, because we're going to need both. If you want to make top 4, if you want to be able to win premierships, you need
Plan B.
You need to be able to have both aspects down packed in terms of winning the contest and also in transition, especially transition. I heard I think it was Lee Montagna the other day, where he said, especially grand finalists now or winners, premierships, teams that actually win premierships, they need to be able to score off transition, off turnover. Because if you can't cause turnover, and if you can't cause turnover in the right areas and actually score from them, then you can actually find it difficult in finals to actually win.
Of course.
And win games.
Of course.
Yeah.
Especially grand finals.
I think it was Lee Montagna that said I saw that as well. I think it was him that said during the week, when we were up and about and when we were scoring, it was all on the back of stoppage.
Correct.
Last year. And it was.
Correct.
It's not sustainable. So there's going to be, this is where.
So for example, if you go back to the prelim, we're on top in terms of our stoppage against Brisbane. We're scoring heavily. Then they got on top. And then after that, third and fourth, it was sort of an arm wrestle. They just got out enough. No other team was really scoring off transition.
Yeah.
No.
And we need to work on that. We need to be able to do that.
This is why, for me, this year, it feels like, again, the way that the conversation is that it's a foregone conclusion. We're just going to improve off the bat early in the season from the get-go. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think there's going to be some teething issues. No, I still think we're going to play finals. I still think that we're going to push for top 4. But because of what we're talking about here and because of what we've seen in one practice game so far, we'll see what happens against Melbourne. But because that execution's still not quite there, regardless of the intent, there's going to be some teething issues. There just will be.
It was windy. It was very windy,
hot, yeah?
And it was hot. So you got to take that into account as well. What I want to talk about is seeing H at the centre bounce.
Yeah, can't.
Oh, rucking, yeah?
In the ruck.
No good.
Terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I actually said it to Jules. I go, can't happen.
I was watching Aaron Hamill's press conference today in terms of like flexibility there, and it's all great to have flexibility as long as they can actually perform.
It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. In forward 50, no problem.
Yeah,
get him there, but around the ground, centre bounces, no.
Yeah,
it
not
just
for me.
didn't work.
Yeah, only inside forward.
There was no continuity even off the it just for me it didn't work.
Another thing too, it's interesting because obviously Ashley Hansen obviously took the reins, and during that line of vision and all the vision I saw,
Vossi.
there was no Vossi. For me, it was interesting. I don't know. Obviously, if
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure why that was.
personal, and obviously, if anyone's in the chat is aware,
Yeah, if
We
anyone
knew that.
does know,
We knew that ahead of time. If someone does know in the chat, let
why?
us
Yeah.
know. My partner Gabrielle in the chat from London live says, "Jules, stop playing with the mic." Good feedback.
I'll do what I want.
I was going to ask about Ashton Moyer because there was a lot of hype. Now, I'm not. I don't want to do this with kids again, right?
But you are.
He kicked 2 goals. No. I'm actually not. I'm not gonna go where you think I'm gonna go. But don't take this as negative either, right? I'm just asking your opinion because you were there and you saw it. Okay. He kicked 2 goals. What else did he do across the day?
Listen,
Be honest.
No, not much.
Right.
All right. But he's got something.
Of course. Hey,
Just that's all I'm going to say.
Hey,
because
hey.
the way this kid attacks a contest as well it's scary.
I understand
So-
completely, but my point is a lot of this hype that's been around the goals and he's hit the scoreboard.
Yeah,
and
for
the
sure.
impact. And you know what? You've got to have some level of tactical awareness and game awareness to be able to get yourself in the position
Correct.
to kick those goals. I get it, and he's young. I just don't want to put pressure on these kids anymore, man, to break in at opening round and have this impact.
He reminds you of a bit of a Ugelhagen.
That's we said that.
Yeah, it was
You
very
and
He
I-
does look a bit.
yeah,
like
he
that,
has got
actually,
he's got the same sort of
Movement.
motion as a Ugo Hagen. He excites me. He really does. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You don't want to have too much pressure.
What is he going to play opening round based
No.
on that performance?
No,
I
Right.
don't see
Because
No, he won't.
already there's hype around him, and it's like, come
but
on,
this is what I'm saying. But this is where you have to tame these sort of things.
expectations.
You know, it's even I was reading the chat forums of Carlton after the match, and people were losing it.
Yeah, it's like-
what they'd seen. Just settle down a little bit. You know, I'll be honest. Like after the pracky, if it doesn't improve, then you know maybe there will be a little bit of negativity around what we're going to see round 1, but not after that.
Agree.
Like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Like your coach wasn't there. Like I said, for me, it was purely minutes, like, and even Orazio getting through what he needed to get through, and he had this little passage where Hollands didn't even pick him out. It was actually to his advantage, and he broke the ankles. I think of I can't remember who it was. It was a joke, and he set up Cripper for his set shot.
Yeah,
If we manage this guy,
He's going to be good.
him and Motts, and even Motts, I'm telling you, it's going to go somewhere
yeah.
stupid.
For me, if Faz plays, let me think in terms of what his body's capable of. If he plays 15 games, he'll kick
Yeah.
you. He'll kick you 25.
yeah,
He's Fantasia ahead of Durden, Owies.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
both
If he's
of them.
fit, if he's
I-
fit, he plays round 1.
Yeah.
in my opinion,
Based on
for sure.
based on what you saw.
based on what I saw.
Yeah, I
he's
think-
just got something that is just it's electric. If he's in and around that area, he's creating something.
Motts is probably our number 1 small forward currently in terms of when I say currently in terms of health and performance.
Consistency.
Consistency, yeah, for sure. I lost my train of thought.
Anything else on the day? A
Yeah,
couple,
yeah,
a couple
yeah,
asking about
I
Charlie.
mentioned about.
But,
I
yeah.
wanted to speak about. First of all, I want to speak about what Jules spoke about last week with H and his set shots.
Yeah.
So I specifically looked at the way because his first kick was an absolute
Bad.
Disaster.
It was disaster.
Yeah. But it was
But-
it was a set shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a set shot.
Drop punt.
Disaster. Drop punt. But every single time he had a set shot, he
Same
was
routine.
confident. No, he was confident in which way he wanted
Ah.
to kick the footy.
Yeah.
And approach the shot. So for me, and he kicked 2. Yeah.
Fine.
That's fine. Like I think
He's gonna miss.
he's gonna but he's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
a shift in he was just confident. He knew from here he wasn't on, it just looked a lot better.
He's
Just
conditioned.
don't put him he can't be at a centre bounce. That'll ruin everything. Cunners.
Yep.
Cunners. Now, did I say Cunners breakout?
Sure.
Did I?
Maybe.
No, go back to the episodes now.
I bet you. I bet you.
Hey, this guy here,
Tell me.
pre-season's under his belt. I'm telling you, you want that mid-forward connection, bloke? It's
Yeah?
Cunners.
Well, it's good to hear. 'Cause it's his
Cunners.
first full preseason in like
Ages.
I think like 5 years. or
Like
something.
his
Yeah,
ball
probably.
use, hands, decision making.
He's always been clean. I just think he's
Like-
continuity in his body.
He attended a lot of centre bounces as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay, good.
yeah, I'm expecting that.
I like that.
Oh.
Ollie Hollins in the inside as well.
Yeah, at the last quarter, he at one stage it was, I'm pretty sure, Fantasia, Cunners, and Hollins
At a centre bounce. I don't know about that.
It was. It was.
Obviously, all the other Bulls were
Oh,
out.
because you were there.
They're all
No, I'm
nice.
saying I don't know about rolling.
No,
with
no,
that.
no. You can't. I'll tell you another thing, and this is not, you know what? Because you sort of go for the guys, you sort of talk about the guys that you hoped to do well, or like we spoke about Cunners. Adam Chera.
Rolls Royce.
Nah.
Nah, he's something.
Rolls Royce.
With Ches, I feel
You
like
go,
if he-
'cause I was all I need to say.
nah, but with
Just
Ches,
blow a load over.
if he didn't miss those 4 or 5 games, he would have won the best and fairest.
He shit himself. Of course, you can say it. I don't care.
Yes or no?
He shit himself because he said blow a load over it, and he stopped himself.
You're allowed. Sorry.
True or not though?
Was it?
Ches, he would have won our best and fairest.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, and he's going to go a different level
Yeah, I
again.
reckon as well.
Yeah.
I
He's a
reckon-
Rolls Royce in that midfield. We got a lot of grunt, but he's something that he does things that not a lot of other players can do. In
A lot
our-
of
in our
polish.
midfield unit.
A lot
Yeah.
of polish.
In our midfield, I think Ches and Walsh, particularly towards the end of the season, has overtaken Cripps in terms of that being that mantle, that staple in there.
No, I disagree with that. Cripper, because our game's so based on stoppage, Cripps is still number one.
You reckon?
Yeah. That's not changing anytime soon. You take Cripps out of that midfield, we don't win clearances. We've seen that time and again. It's true. Is it not?
I don't know. For me, go have a look at the performances. Look at Walsh's final series. Look at
Hey, you know what?
Ches over the
You want
course
to
of
talk
the
about
season.
performances, Cripps last year. You know, the last like 2-3 games, how many direct goal assists he had?
Cripps.
Going inside 50,
What's the stat?
hitting players on
What's
the
the,
tip.
what's the
Well,
stat?
I think in the semi he had 2 or 3,
Really?
and in the elimination final he had 2. He had like 4 or 5 direct goal assists off his own boot. That doesn't happen from Cripps. Like that's another string that he added to his bow that people don't talk about. He's still number one. I'm telling you now, he's still number one.
Don't say it.
All right. Well, we'll
Not
see.
into
Hey,
this season.
might be
Well,
wrong.
look, all
Might be
these
wrong.
things
We'll
that we
see throughout the
say,
season. These
all
are
these things that
are
we
the
say.
questions.
Yeah, well, let's
Not-
see what
Not
No
the
strapping.
transpires.
No strapping for Cripper. No strapping
Pop
on his
shoulder.
knee.
I actually didn't take note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently
sorry.
there-
Actually,
apparently
that
there was no
bypassed my
strapping on the
mind.
knee,
I
so-
don't know. Yeah.
That's a good sign. Anything else? Any other
What's your
bits and
batter-
pieces?
what's your battery
Elijah
average?
Hollins.
Well, battery's at 28%. So
Yeah, we're all right.
We're all right.
Elijah Hollins
Good bit of grunt.
Looks good.
looks good.
Mm.
Looks good. Like I said, it was very hard because the foot skills of everyone wasn't the best, but looks good.
Okay.
Can play round one.
We can't.
Well, I can't. Sorry. Can play round what?
3.
It's
Oh,
the
Mrs.
Good
Can be in
Friday.
our
The
best
good
22.
Friday game is when he's eligible.
Can be in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of
It's his body.
speaking of round one and whatnot, tickets go on sale tomorrow for everyone
Are
watching.
you getting them?
I will be. If you're a member, you'll need to upgrade to a reserve seat for $0 ticket redemption for the Richmond game and the Collingwood game. And if you're an away member, you'll have to do it for the Good Friday clash as well. So I've got to get 3 games tomorrow.
Do you know why I said you're getting them?
Why?
Because Jules getting them for his Spanish mate.
Hey, he might.
Hey, he asked.
He
actually-
listens.
No, he'll be
listens.
watching.
He asked.
Victor, yeah?
Yeah.
Victor.
Yeah, Victor. He
Yeah.
actually asked yesterday. He's like, "Oh, is the pot on?"
He
And
wants
I
to
go,
listen.
"Nah, it's tomorrow night live."
We'll see him
He's like,
Wednesday, and he'll be
"What's your
watching.
comment?"
No,
Oh,
we'll-
yeah, obviously we're
If
going to
you
meet
hear-
him for the
if
first time.
If you hear, like, jump in the comments, Victor. Last week we took the piss out of Jules about his Spanish mate. We weren't taking the piss out of you, Victor. We were
What, did he
taking
get
the piss out of
offended?
Jules.
Nah.
No,
Nah,
I just
nah,
wanted to clear it
I
up.
saw him. It was good.
I'm sure
It's
he's. I'm sure he's a great guy. I actually really want to get along with him, so that hopefully we can get rid of him.
Actually, to be honest, last Thursday,
We're best
last
man for his
Thursday
wedding.
was his birthday. It was his birthday. Shout out to Victor.
There you go, happy
Last
birthday.
Thursday, man.
Oh, goody.
Hey, Livy's itching to get her segment on because she's not listening to the show until she's on.
I know. Well, I know that.
So what's going on here?
Next week.
That's another listener, Joe.
For the
Next week.
pracky. You want her to do a report for the pracky, or is this
No,
she
no,
do
no.
her like little intro?
No, that's her first word next week.
Alright.
You've already sent me the audio for it.
Sorry?
You already sent me the audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Next
but
week.
for the pracky as well.
No.
No, her match reports are just for the season.
That'll be
Is
for the
that right?
season. But Livy's back next week.
Yeah, okay.
I said that to you during the week. Oh, I didn't tell the listeners, so that's fair
We need
enough.
to get Libby in the studio.
Yeah,
When
well, when
she's
she's here from Tassie, we will. We'll
She'll
get her
be
in.
here when the baby's born.
Yeah, Livy will be back next week. We're going to do our live draft next week as well. Our depth chart that we spoke about, which we'll go through next week. That'll be a good exercise. If you're here as well, you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to Blue Abroad on YouTube, and if you're listening on Spotify, hit that 5 stars and give us a follow. It's very important for us on Spotify this year that you follow us if you're listening and you haven't. So make sure you do. All right, we've got the Melbourne preview to do, unless you got any more to say about the Geelong.
No.
Nothing, Jules?
No.
Melbourne preview, and then I think that'll pretty much do us for tonight. It's a bit of a shorter ep, but it'll start to ramp up over the next few weeks, and we're going to have a lot more content to talk about. Melbourne. Melbourne.
They're shambles at the moment.
Yeah, and the last time we saw them,
They've been in shambles for a year.
yeah, they've been a shambles since we basically put the nail in the coffin. So it's our fault. It seems like it's our fault. It'll be we're going Wednesday night.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hot again.
Spanish, mate.
Spanish, mate.
We'll be there.
We've got a good crew. We've got about
10
8 of us, I think.
Mm.
Yeah. Princess Park, 6:40. Apparently, the VFL game is now closed to the public. So if you were thinking about going to watch the VFL prior, the practice match prior, you won't be able to.
I don't understand why they would do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mm.
Why would you? Why
I'm
would
not
you do
sure.
Not sure.
that? Would it be nice?
To watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gates open 5:30. Game. The bounce is at 6:40 or 6:30, I think, for the Melbourne game. So
6:40, I think.
it sounds like it's going to be full. Sounds like we're going to have about 15,000 there at Princess Park, which is going to be
That's going to be cool,
nice.
pretty cool, yeah.
That's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Melbourne.
Balmy too.
It'll be a nice night.
It'll be really
'Cause
nice.
it would hopefully cool down.
If you're going and you see us,
Yeah,
come say hi.
away.
buy us a beer.
Or 2.
No, don't do that. Just buy me one. All right. What are we looking for in this one? This is obviously a little bit different, right? It's not 6 quarters or whatever.
No.
It's not. This is official. It's a 1 practice match we get, and then we're playing the week after. That's it. Season starts literally just over a week after that. It's a bit different to previous years. Usually with a practice match, we get like a week break afterwards, and then the season starts. Because the season's starting a lot earlier, we're basically straight into it. So this is. What do you want to see? Do you want to see us go half-assed, or do you want to see full power?
Hell for leather.
Yeah. I'm expecting to see what, in terms of performance and obviously personnel, what I'm
What
I'm
close enough
expecting.
best 22.
Yeah, what
for
I'm
round
expected
one.
to see for the opening round or round 1, whatever it's called. That's what I'm expecting.
Squad, full squad as well,
Full squad.
as
Yeah.
much as you can.
As
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Bar Walsh.
Yeah.
But as close as you're going to get to that round 1 side.
Up until the 3rd quarter, for example.
And I'm looking for intensity now because it was
Oh,
actually
yeah.
quite lethargic. It was pretty lethargic, especially. And like I said, maybe the heat played a factor, but I'm looking for
I'm sure the Heat, I'm
tackles,
sure the Heat would have played.
but
a
our
factor.
brand, tackles, pressure, like everything that makes us, we see this in this pracky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those values.
I'm not looking for things to be tried, to be honest, in this pracky. I want it to emulate what we're going to see round 1.
I mean, the trying is the aspect of the transition. We have to see that. But
In that sense, but I'm talking like H in the ruck, that type of stuff.
But what if that is what we're? I mean,
It's
We-
not. It can't be.
But with Silvani out for season, yeah. What if it just is going to be? Like, because
there's ways around it.
if Pito goes, all right. So if Pito goes down,
Mhm.
or TDK goes down,
Yep.
What do you do?
If one of
Lewis
them
Young.
one of them go down.
You going to play Young as a pure ruck?
If one of them go
Is he
down,
not-
or
is he not more capable than H?
is one of them going down, or 2?
No,
No,
one.
one.
If
Okay,
one goes
one.
down.
Whichever one that goes
Plays 90%.
that plays, and they only ruck between the arcs.
Mm.
They ruck between the arcs.
Yeah.
In defense, you got Marchbank that rucks, and then, or if not, he rucks as well. The ruckman, whoever it is, Pito or TDK,
And in the
rucks in
forward
defense.
50, H will ruck.
H rucks. There you go.
I think
There's ways
though,
around it.
I think their thinking behind it is they want TDK to play forward more. They want him to.
Well,
wrestle.
that has to be sacrificed, Joe, if you've got personnel issues.
But this is why we're seeing Mackay at the centre. I don't think they want to sacrifice.
well, then you
him.
lose your ability to win the clearances, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which is our one.
And it's fine as long as your transition game's good.
Well,
but
you got to be set up behind the ball.
And we're still waiting to see it.
I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's pretty obvious that Mackay's not up to scratch in terms of being like a tap ruckman or a
I
centre
forgot
bounce,
about
but-
one other person
Yeah,
in
go.
the match team quickly is Jordan Boyd.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wow.
Good. He'll play.
Yeah.
All year.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear
Like
that.
a lot.
No, I'm happy to hear that. He said for whatever reason, since Voss has come in,
He's a gun.
he seems like he's just improved
Confidence.
out of sight.
Confidence.
Every single week he improves.
When you got someone that backs you, helps.
I feel like as if he's always had it.
What the skill?
Yeah.
His ball use, yeah.
Ball use, yeah.
Ball use,
Yeah.
yeah.
How is his one-on-one work as like defensively though?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Saad was brilliant.
Remember, it's Sard.
But Saad was brilliant.
I can't wait to see Zach Williams.
Zach Williams is another one.
Apparently he's playing VFL.
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah,
um,
you said that.
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
From what
See,
I've
does he
heard.
play opening round? Probably not.
Well, no, he doesn't.
Probably not.
No,
No.
he
If we're saying
Probably.
if we're saying you need a better run in, he probably doesn't.
no, he doesn't. But I think we've got enough to cover.
Yeah.
I really do.
Now the Melbourne. So last time we obviously played Melbourne was the semi.
Really good night.
Great night. I don't know how much do you take out of that game the last time we saw him versus now? Like,
The
and
circumstances are different.
I know it's different. It's a final versus a practice match, but do you still want to hold the wood over him? Like, you don't want him. Like, do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like for me, it's a practice game, but it's at Princess Park. I say this every year when we get to this point. You don't lose games at Princess Park. Doesn't matter who you're playing. Doesn't matter what sort of circumstance it is. It's your home. You just don't drop games there. Like for me, I want to see us slap him. Like genuinely slap him. I want to be 40 points up at halftime. That's what I want. That's genuinely what I want to see. And they're in all sorts at the moment.
Yeah.
They don't even know if they're a football club or a halfway house.
Or something else.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Like we should be with the prep that they've had, yeah. And all the noise and everything around them versus where
Well,
we're at.
no
we should be
Brayshaw for them.
slapping them. Yeah, that's true. That was,
Yeah,
that
Brayshaw.
was quite sad during the week actually. I like
You know,
I
no
don't mind,
Brayshaw. That's
Angus Brayshaw.
massive for them.
Yeah, we should slap him. We should.
Yeah,
Charlie Curno's one I want to actually ask about. He had
Right.
a quiet. This is where I was getting to the semi. He had a quiet one against Stephen May in the semi. He had a quiet one in the Geelong practice
Match sim.
game. He averaged a goal a game for the last 4 weeks of the season last year, and I think he only kicked one last week in the match sim.
Yep.
You want to see Charlie come out and kick like 4 or 5 in this game to really prep himself for
100%.
opening round.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yep.
Jules?
Agree.
I don't mind as long as he kicks 5
Round one.
opening round.
Yeah, but I'm saying he needs to find some form. Obviously, he can't hit the scoreboard.
I don't know.
When Harry doesn't hit
What's
the scoreboard,
the-
we talk about it every week. He genuinely hasn't been able to hit the scoreboard.
What's the saying? Form is temporary, class is permanent.
Yeah, that's a good one by you, Jules.
I don't think he needs it. I genuinely don't think he needs it.
Even though it's
He'll rise to the occasion.
I don't think he needs it. I feel like as if
You don't
he's
reckon it-
already gone through, the mental battles of his performances in finals last year. I mean, it was written all over the media in terms of his performance in finals. There's no doubt in my mind he's, in terms of scrutinizing anyone, he's going to be the most in terms of scrutinizing himself compared to anyone else.
Yeah.
So he's going to want to. He's
being
going
a perfectionist.
Yeah. So he's going to want to not only the course of the season, but come finals time, he's the one that's actually going to, put pressure on himself to perform. And
hey, leadership group now too.
I can guarantee you now, when he does it, when he plays finals, he's going to be putting in shifts. I can guarantee you it.
I'm sure he will, but I think we need him to hit the ground running from the get go. And the fact that he's not in form, which he's not, just call a spade. Over the last 4 or 5 games, when I say
We can't
when
call
I
it a
say
match team a
form,
game.
No. When I say form, though,
He
no.
hasn't
Hold
played
on.
for 5 months.
Hold on. Talking finals, GWS game.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Right.
that's fine. You mentioned the match sim before. You can't. Like, you kick one goal in the match sim.
Yeah, I understand. But you would expect him in a match sim to kick at least 2 or 3, especially if it's slow and it's lethargic, like you're talking about.
Mm.
So he's in form in every other aspect of his game. He's still clunking him. He's still, impacting. But scoreboard wise, he needs to find that again.
Mm.
He does, because we need him to. If he's not scoring, we're not scoring. Simple.
And for our bets,
Your bets.
Charlie Coleman.
Hey, there's a few.
Has that happened before? 3 in a row?
There's a few asking
I
for a
think so.
multi for the practice game.
No way.
Yeah. Don't touch it. Don't do it.
Can you actually bet on it?
I'm sure you
It's
can.
an game.
Stay tuned on the Instagram.
Oh my
See,
God.
everyone wants a segment back.
I don't know.
Maybe
why.
get the segment again, and then if I lose 2 in a row, then bin it again for the year.
Did you not lose people enough money?
No,
the
but
last
I
2
will
years?
try this time.
No, of course.
No, Joe, do that. Why don't we get it back? But if I lose 2 in a row, the segment's gone for another year.
All right, so it'll be done after Richmond.
Jules?
Predictions, final scores for the Pracky on Wednesday.
Carlton
and then
25.
we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, can't buy 19.
Carlton by 50.
Oh my God.
50-point thumping, and I really hope we see it. It would just be nice. Hey, I honestly think we need to take this practice game very, very seriously.
Yeah, I agree.
Very seriously,
100%.
because Brisbane,
Yeah.
they're not gonna,
No, they're going to be primed.
they're gonna be hungry coming off a grand final loss. So we need to find some serious touch going into opening round if we're any chance. Up at the Gabba, laptops on 12%. So
Done well. Cover the show.
we probably need to wrap this up. I'll fix that up for future weeks. I don't know how I'm gonna, but I need to find another port somewhere. Everyone that joined us live, thank you very much.
Or just charge your laptop at 100%.
It was
Because then if
charged.
it's 100%, then it will finish on 40.
It was charged
You're
at
on
100.
28.
It was at 100.
We have to work everything
No,
out
you
for it.
decipher the problem, and then you can come to that solution
You know what?
when you get there.
This could be the last episode we do for the that I'm feeling at the moment. So thanks for everyone that tuned in live and participated in the live chat. Anyone that's listening on Spotify later in the week, thank you very much as well. It's good to be back. New home, Image Online. Like the video, subscribe to Blue Broad, follow us on Spotify, hit that 5 stars. Boys, it's good to see you again.
Pleasure.
Good app.
And until next week.
Job done.
Up the baggers.
Let's go.
Up
On the
baggers.
baggers.